welcome back to another episode of Teaching and Lifestyle in China. As a foreigner, like we always do, we present to you all the juicy news that is happening in mainland China. You can see me repping Nigerian JC, yes, being Ghanaian and then having a Nigerian blood. That's how you say it. Big shout out to man like Bean Real George. Hey George, you're doing a great job. Guys, if you're watching this video right after this video, or you can just pause it, check his channel out. He's also a small YouTuber and he's doing amazingly well. Okay, so today's episode is about Kenyans. So if you have a friend who is Kenyan, or if you have anybody, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, a wife, anybody at all who is Kenyan, you can just tell the person that it's good news, there's a great news that the person needs to check it out. Kenyan ambassador, that is Mrs. Sarah Serem. I don't know if I got the name right, but I think it's right. Yes, she had a meeting yesterday, and I think things went well. And right after the meeting, she came out for a press conference or a press release. And in her press release, these are some of the things she said. So just open your ears and listen to her, all that she has to say. Now, before we check the video out, she's actually talking about evacuating Kenyans from Gwangju to Nairobi, Kenya. And it's not free. That's what I heard. It's not free. You are actually expected to pay $750. But in her statement, she said that 183 people have registered to leave China to Nairobi, Kenya. But as of now, not a lot of people have registered. We don't really know what the reasons might be. People who were crying out that they wanted to go home even though borders are closed. So I think the Chinese government and then the Kenyan government sat down and then came into an agreement to evacuate these Kenyans from China. So we go and then we check out the video. But before you check out the video, try as much as possible to hit on the subscribe button and tell a friend to tell a friend that Teaching and Lifestyle in China is here to stay.
To my dear Kenyans in China, following our many communication regarding the travel to Kenya, this is to confirm that the Kenya Airways flight KQ883 will be leaving Gwangju to Nairobi on 8th of May 2020. As you are aware, the flight is a special arrangement that has been availed by the government of Kenya and that of China following the closure of airspace and cancellation of international flights as a result of the outbreak of coronavirus pandemic, and in response to your distress call to be facilitated to go back home. We know that although 183 registered their desire to travel back home.
So just like the lady or the ambassador for Kenya is saying, it's an amnesty granted by the Chinese government to these nationals. Even if you do not have a valid visa, you can still apply as soon as possible. Just get to your embassy and they're going to grant you a document that is going to give you the opportunity to travel with or without visas. But a lot of people have registered, but this time around, a few people have been able to buy tickets. So that is the problem. That is what the woman is stressing on. Why did you submit your name that you want to go home? We added you to the list. We took the list to the Chinese government. We spoke with them about it. And then now there's an available flight that is leaving on the 8th of May. So what are you waiting for if truly you want to leave this place? My point is that, fine, we are not working. It's been 4 months. If you're out there and you're listening to me, it's been 4 months in China. Nobody's working. Few people are doing online classes, but how effective is that online classes? And how much are you even going to earn from the online classes? You get my point. So just being here and then asking family to bring you money, the money that your hard-earned money that you've saved, they're bringing it back to you here. You're paying rent, you're paying utilities, you're using the money for a lot of things, and you are not moving out to work. You're just inside, you eat, you sleep, you watch movies. That has been the routine for the past 3-4 months as we speak. So you can see it's very hectic, and a lot of people are crying out to go home. Even Ghanaians, when you speak to them, they really want to go home. I just heard a bad news yesterday. I don't know if it's a good news or a bad news, but all the same, we can't blame the president of Ghana. So yesterday, the president also had another message out there, and he said that the borders of Ghana has been closed for a month. Again, it's been extended for 1 more month, and a lot of people are pleading, Mr. President, Mr. President, please open the borders for us, because a lot of people want to go home. Yes, so that's it. Kenyans are fortunate. Their own is actually their own has been approved as we speak, and the They're saying that even if you do not have a valid visa, just take your passport to the embassy and get a document that is going to take you to Kenya right away, with or without visa. Let's go and listen to the woman and what are some of the things she stressed on. Make sure you jot the points down and tell a friend to tell a friend that this is a good news.
Very few have actually bought tickets as of today. Kindly note that the government of China has been so gracious to us, and they have extended an amnesty and issue exit visas to all those with expired visa and overstays within the set timelines. I would encourage everyone to take advantage of this gesture and arrangement, as it will be very difficult to make a similar arrangement in the near future. Before the current situation normalizes, this might be the only opportunity available to those wishing to go home, and therefore you should make urgency to book and secure yourself.
So that's it right there. Before the current situation normalizes, you should grab this opportunity, and it might not come again. So what are you waiting for if you haven't bought your ticket? If truly you want to go home, truly you are eager to leave China, please buy your ticket and join the Kenya Airways straight from China, mainland China, that is Guangzhou to be precise, to Kenya, Nairobi. So that's what the lady said, and I think, like I mentioned earlier, this is something they feel so grateful for. From how she's speaking, she's trying to tell us that the Chinese government has been so grateful to them, and this is an opportunity for every Kenyan to grab it. With or without visas, you are going to be granted amnesty to leave the country. You're not going to pay any penalty. You're not going to be blacklisted. Are you sure you'll not be blacklisted? I don't know about that, but I'm just saying that you are not going to pay any penalty, and nobody is going to. Normally, a lot of people, when they do not have valid visas and they are going home, some of them are in prison for a month, some of them are in prison for 2 months in the detention centers and stuff. All these things, you're going to skip it. So truly, if you want to go home, try as much as possible to buy your tickets before 8th. That's why I'm putting out this video. It's very important to try and share it to every Kenyan community so that they get to hear the news. Not a lot of people get the opportunity to listen to news circulating around. Sometimes you're busy with your VPNs, you're busy on WhatsApp, Snapchat, and other platforms. This is happening on WeChat. So right away, it will do a lot of good if you are able to forward it to a Kenyan that really wants to go home. The person should just send his or her name, his particulars, his details. But before that, if you do not have a valid visa, or even if your passport has expired, just talk to your embassy right away. Get your book renewed. Or from what the ambassador, Mrs. Sarah, said, she says that you can just take your passport to the embassy and they're going to give you a document that is going to be certified as something you can use as a pass just to join the air.
For those with expired or lost passport, the embassy will facilitate with emergency travel documents. Therefore, urgently submit your relevant documents to the embassy, and also ensure that you obtain COVID-19 health certificate before the travel day.
So not just buying your ticket qualifies you to join the aircraft, but rather if you have all the documents and also have the health code, that is a health certificate, telling us that truly you've undergone the COVID-19 test and you are negative, that should also be added to your particulars when you're traveling or before the said date. Now, with the health code, this is what happened in my province during the pandemic. They came around to collect our phone numbers and all the necessary details that they needed. So they dropped everything in a database, which the database is telling us that if you have your code scanned and they have this, I'll drop the video very soon. It happened in the hospital when I took my son to the hospital. So I'll drop that video very soon so that you check out how the health code it's all about. So this is it. This is how it looks. Yes. So if you get to any place that they have the health code pinned there, you'd have to scan it, and right after scanning with your WeChat, it will give you this green icon signifying or indicating that you've not traveled to any place. Normally when it's yellow, they say that you were in that city but you left, but if it's red, it means you never have ever been to that city before. So that's the health code. You can just scan it and have it on your phone and include it with your documents when you are going to get on the flight. Or better still, you can also go to the nearest hospital or any place you think you can find the COVID-19 test and have the test and get your results with the health code as soon as possible.
As I conclude, I would like to advise that we continue to observe the measures put in place to contain the pandemic. As Kenyans in China, we have every reason to be thankful to God. He has protected each one of us from the pandemic. It is important, therefore, to continue observing the measures of keeping safe, both here in China and while back home. Thank you very much, and may God bless you. Asante sana.
Asante sana, she said. Thank you, Madam Ambassador, for this great news. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget my Nigerian name is Chinedu. That is what my Nigerian friends gave to me. If you want a Ghanaian name, link up so that I also give you a Ghanaian name. I hope you enjoyed this wonderful episode. Don't forget to hit on the subscribe button. And I beg of you, just today, try as much as possible to send this message across to every Kenyan who is interested in moving out of China to Kenya as we speak. Thank you. God bless you for watching my videos, and stay safe. Positive vibes. I'm out.